Yes, let me do it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, SmackDown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Let's bring this in close because tonight I need to make sure you all hear me. What's up, Savage? What's up, Steven Chambers? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage, the WWE Weekly Review. And we are back for another live episode because that's what we do. We are not late. We are on time every Wednesday. And sometimes we have to get crazy and bring in guys like Jay, who's part of the New World Order tonight. New World Order for life. Yes, too sweet. Jay, it's coming. The revolution is coming. Soon, this channel will be the benchmark channel for wrestling information. And basically, I'm going to become the king of professional wrestling in New York City. It's meant to be Steven Chambers. And I think Steven Chambers believes in me. He believes in Jay. He believes in Wrestling with Savage. And let's start it off with SmackDown, right? Because that's where that's where the week starts for me. Tribute to the troops. Jay, do you have a personal favorite episode for tribute?
You said this was recorded, right? I think you said it last week.
I think this week's episode coming up is going to be recorded. This might have been recorded. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pre-recorded.
You have a favorite tribute to the troops episode?
Well, I'll tell you what. From the video package I saw, it got to be John Cena, John Cena, John Cena, John Cena, John Cena.
Yeah, they didn't really dig too deep in the archive.
They really went hard with John Cena.
They didn't dig too deep, but John Cena is pretty legendary tribute.
I know. I just wish we saw other wrestlers besides John Cena in the video pack.
Well, his career kind of coincides with tribute to the troops, man. He is a tribute to the troops.
Is he really a troop?
And he said, Steven said it was live this Friday, which makes sense. Yeah, SmackDown was live.
Okay.
The next one coming up is going to be recorded. Santos Escobar defeated Dragon Lee to progress in the U.S. title tournament, and this would be like a big blow to Dragon Lee because I think he got demoted, basically.
Well, I'm going to say to Steven Chambers, there was a lot of segments of tribute to the truth, but I think it started with the anthem, didn't it, George?
Yeah, possibly. It did start with the anthem, and I believe like a national piano and all that. I didn't put any pictures of that. That's not wrestling. People.
There's so much wrestling to talk about. Let me just get right to it. This didn't do it for me, Savage. You can't make magic 3 times. I think we saw it twice already. They need to have more near falls to make it interesting. I wasn't really interested, and I don't think they got a lot of time to shine. As for the demotion you were talking about, Dragon Lee, I'm not going to say that. I honestly, they could use him. They could bounce him around. So I really don't know what the plans are for Dragon Lee here.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't mean we're not going to see him on SmackDown again. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you'll find out in a little bit because we're going to get into what happened on Saturday. But there's Dom over there. Dom's everywhere.
Well, what was the point of Dom there? He didn't even.
There's no point. Santos is gloating over there. And then we'll get into this right here. Cody Rhodes. Basically, introducing the U.S. Army drill team. This was well done. I thought this should have kicked off the show, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that.
Like have that whole entrance
and then cut right
into Cody.
I like
keep that momentum going, and do a big tribute to the troops right away. You get the drill team out there, but obviously they're all loving Cody Rhodes. They're having a good time out there because it's the it's the American.
Yeah, this was all good. I mean, this was perfect. I had no problems with this.
No, not at all. Not at all. Now, I did have a problem with this though. Bobby Lashley defeated Karrion Kross to move forward in the U.S. title tournament. So Karrion Kross hasn't even been back a minute. Already taken clean losses to Bobby Lashley, and you can see here it's like this is no longer the Karrion Kross that we knew. Like, where is the TikTok? Where is the clock? Where is the seriousness, Jay? How did you take that?
I think there's some wrestlers that, you know, they have the momentum and they just can't seem, they fall off and they can't seem to get back on track. I think that's with Karrion Kross. I like that he got TV time, Savage. I like that he did a lot of, I think for the first half, he was really giving it to Lashley. But, I mean, this was a no-brainer. Lashley is a Marine, for God's sake, so you know he's going to go over.
Yeah,
but,
good point. Good point.
Honestly, I don't know about Kross, man. I really wish he found a way to get out of it. He needs something new.
I wasn't even expecting to see him on SmackDown, and then not only that, but see him getting crushed on SmackDown by a formidable opponent, at least. I'd rather see him get crushed by a Bobby Lashley than, you know, someone that's not on that same level. But either way, Karrion Kross not looking good on SmackDown at all, getting decimated by Bobby Lashley. And let's get into this. Over the weekend, I'm sure you heard what happened with that tweet, right? This picture right here, Fox, I don't know who, someone from Fox went out and basically had this picture and hashtag dem boys. Did you hear about that?
So that's what that whole Mark Briscoe thing was about?
That's what it was about, because Fox posted that picture, hashtag dem boys, and he went off at first, and then he kind of retracted a little bit like the next day, saying, you know what, Triple H, don't worry, you don't have to fire nobody. But a lot of people were pretty upset that,
I wouldn't be upset, though. I think it would be a compliment, no?
I don't know. I feel like, how can you trademark dem boys? I mean, I've heard dem boys in movies and shows.
Yeah, but I wouldn't take it as an insult. I mean, dem boys is me and my brother. We've been doing the business for 15, 20 years. I would have taken it as a compliment.
He's just taking it personally because that's their, like, trademark right there. Stephen Chambers, Kross. It is really sad,
too, man. He's doing live shows, but it's just not enough.
Kross got buried. Yeah, I agree with that, man.
Yeah.
CM Punk came out to specify his goal to main event WrestleMania. We're going to get into CM Punk a lot, but I think we'll save that for Monday Night Raw when he's going to actually make his decision. But this promo on SmackDown was not bad at all. Made it clear and simple that he's here to finish basically his story. He doesn't care about anybody else's story. He did drop a lot of names. He did, though, however, never mention Seth Rollins.
He said references. He didn't drop names.
Didn't he kind of call out Roman Reigns and say, I acknowledge you?
No, he called Roman Reigns. But he didn't call out Seth or Becky.
No, he didn't call out Seth.
He
didn't call out Seth, but he definitely called out Roman Reigns. He threw that name
out. About the Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he threw that name out there saying, I do acknowledge you. But he went on to say some more stuff, but we'll wait till Monday Night Raw to get
into the puncture too. Yeah.
Asuka defeats Charlotte Flair, and I believe Charlotte was actually hurt in this match. I think her knee kind of slingshot off the top rope, but Asuka picks up the win. How do you feel about that, Jay? Asuka picking up
this was a shocker to me. It was an audible match. It lasted very, very short. Wait, listen. We all know what Flair could do, for God's sake. She's like a 16-time champion. She doesn't need to do these back moonsaults on the outside like you're hanging Neil Adam Page over here. You don't need to do that. You already established yourself as a star. I will only do it on big pay-per-views like WrestleMania. But she did it, Savage. She landed awkwardly on her left knee, and now she's going to be out of action once again. I mean, for the last year and a half, Charlotte Flair has been missing time. And who knows, Savage? Hopefully she could come back by the Rumble. Hopefully she could come back before WrestleMania because they're going to need her.
It's funny because I remember last New Year's, wasn't it like the New Year's Eve? She came back and won the title the same night last year.
That was like, what, 10-second match?
Yeah, but still, that was her way. That was like last year, and now you're
imagine
a year later.
Imagine if we put the belt on her now. We'd be screwed. We'd be screwed.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't think she needs to do all the moonsaults and everything. Leave that for everybody coming out of NXT. You're better than that. You're bigger than that. You're stronger than that. Beat the shit out of people. Make them tap out. That should be your shtick. Yeah.
Like, come on. Asuka, you need that to beat Asuka. Really?
Yeah, she said Charlotte completely.
Yeah, I mean, it was completely missed wide open. It was just bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Asuka picking up a big win, though, on SmackDown. You can see there a lot to talk about. Damage Control making a strong impression on SmackDown, and they needed it because they came off looking weak from War Games. Randy Orton, LA Knight, defeat Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Jay, what were your thoughts on this main event matchup?
It was a good tag match. I liked it. They teased kind of the Randy Orton versus LA Knight because they were kind of having tension between each other. But I thought it was a good, entertaining match, and I had to end it right with the RKO. I mean, Randy came back, so it was a good close. It was a very good close.
I thought it was a good match. A strong SmackDown, a lot of star power. You have Cody, CM Punk, Randy Orton, LA Knight, all on the same show, on the same night. It's going to be a good night most of the times.
This was a really good tag match. I liked it.
Solo Sikoa still looking good, still strong. I mean, Bloodline still remains intact. He's working with Randy Orton. Look at him.
They're protecting him. And who took the pinfall? Jimmy. Why did Jimmy take the pinfall, Savage? Possibly to set up Cena Solo at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And LA Knight, too. They're doing a good job of protecting him, keeping him involved in that main event picture. I got to say this about Solo. I don't think I've ever seen anyone from NXT come in and just have that kind of instant impact, basically.
Throw into the wolves and come out
alive. Come out thriving.
If you're protected like that every match, of course.
It was a good tag match, but now we got to get into Saturday NXT Deadline coming to you live from Bridgeport, Connecticut. We start off with Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Frazier goes up top. Axiom cuts him off top rope. Spanish fly by Axiom. Axiom almost decapitated Frazier with the golden ratio for the win, and a very good first match. Obviously, these guys are always going to kill it because they're two of the best high flyers in WWE right now. But Jay, I'll go to you. What were your thoughts on this match?
I didn't see that match. I didn't see the kickoff.
You missed this match? It was a good match. It was a fun match.
I missed it. But we've seen him like 10, 15 times already.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What'd you think about this, though? CM Punk and Shawn Michaels. CM Punk with automatic disrespect wearing the Bret Hart shirt, telling him he left the HBK shirt in the back.
Okay, I like the fact that it was a surprise to start off the show. I like the fact that he said me and Triple H squash our beef. I did like that. Savage, this is where it gets awkward for me. After he said all the things he said, it looks like he didn't know what to say because they went straight to music. And he kind of stared at Michaels in a way. And I don't know, Savage. I think he kind of forgot what else he was going to say. I think they cut it off.
I'll say this. This was definitely, if I had to pick one word to describe it, I would agree with you in the word awkward. It was awkward, just like tonight's main event segment in NXT was kind of awkward and brutal to watch. And that has something to do with whoever's writing some of this stuff for NXT, whether it's Sean, whether it's Road Dogg, or some kid straight out of college. I don't know, but we'll get into it when we get to NXT's main event at the end of the night. Not even a main event, more like a main segment. Now we move on to Dom. Winner and new NXT North American champion Dragon Lee goes on to defeat Dirty Dom. Wes Lee was supposed to be in this match, Jay, but unfortunately he got injured. So our prayers and wishes, best wishes out to him. We want him to have a safe and speedy recovery on his way back to the business.
Yes.
But this was a good match. Dragon Lee showed out, did his thing. Beat the hottest heel in the business right now, Dirty Dom.
I wasn't a fan of the match because it was rough. Like there was some spots that weren't clean and smooth, and I didn't really enjoy the match, to be honest. I know.
Are you okay with the results at least?
I'm okay with the result. I was just surprised I didn't like the match. Like, no.
I wasn't shocked that they pulled the trigger on this because I feel like Wes Lee was going to be that guy anyway.
He was going to be that.
Since he got hurt, they're like, you know what? We got other plans for Dom, so we got to get the title off him right now so we can keep it moving. Dragon Lee's a good person to give it to, especially if you're going to have Santos having a push on SmackDown now. You don't really need Dragon Lee there just yet. He can come in later after having a nice North American title run, which I think he will. I think they're going to use this as an opportunity to rebrand him in NXT, but as a champion this time, a fighting champion, someone that's going to have big matches and keep winning until eventually someone puts him down. Who that's going to be is up for debate. So we get into the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Winner and new Women's Iron Survivor, Blair Davenport, grabs a mic, says she's going to take Valkyria's title. Valkyria walks out on the ramp and holds up the women's championship. Someone attacks Valkyria from behind. It's Cora Jade. Jade then holds up the NXT Women's Championship. And I think that's a long time coming. Cora Jade should be in that conversation. I've always thought she was very good and very well prepared to be that role of NXT Women's Champion. There she is at the end of the match holding up the title. Jay, you love the women's division. You have told me multiple times you think WWE has the best women's division in the world, but not even in WWE. It's in NXT.
There's so much to cover. I'm just going to say this. I was not a fan of the match. I thought spots were rough. I'm going to give shout out to Fallon Henley. She's winning me over little by little. Savage, I thought she did good. And I thought Last Legend improved, and she did good in that match. I don't like spot calling Savage, especially when two women are in the penalty box and one of them saying, okay to go. And she just basically throws Henley, Tiffany Stratton to the table. And then she comes out and she probably did I think it was like a moonsault. That was probably the move of the night. But overall, I didn't like the match. I didn't like the finish. I know you need a heel, but why not Tiffany? And Kiana Jordan, I mean, look, she has potential, but let's face it, you're not ready for the big times. She did a back moonsault and hit nobody but the table, and she hurt her ribs. I mean, it's just not that time. I would just keep her on TV, but not on big matches like this.
Honestly, I'm very flustered right now with the women's division in NXT because I see so many names getting pushes. They're pushing Kiana James. They're pushing Fallon Henley. They've been pushing Tiffany Stratton. She's already a former champion. Now we have Valkyria. She's the current champion. She just beat Becky Lynch, who's the biggest draw in women's wrestling. So that's a big rub that she's got to maintain now. Now we have Blair Davenport coming for her. Cora Jade's getting in the pictures, grabbing the title and just interjecting herself in the main title picture. Out of all those women I just named, Jay, who's going to be the champion come WrestleMania?
Cora Jade.
Can't even argue with that. I actually agree with you. I think it is going to be Cora Jade. And I see Nikita Lyons coming for Cora Jade.
Yeah, I seen the title change sooner than before WrestleMania of what I've been seeing.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out some more details. I think maybe Cora Jade even maybe helped, what's her name, Blair Davenport, set up the attack on Nikita Lyons. Maybe they're going to do something like that.
Nikita Lyons as champ?
I think Nikita Lyons has championship potential, man, as long as she can stay safe.
Change her ring attire, that'll be great too.
Well, perhaps. I feel like that coat might be a little too long. She might just trip on that thing one day. But
I think she did trip.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't catch it. But now we get into the next match. Hayes fires up again and hits his head scissor facebuster. Lexis King kicks out. Hayes tries a suplex, but King counters with a jackhammer kick out by Hayes. Hayes then all of a sudden hits nothing but net for the win. Now, I personally thought this was a strange finish because it didn't make sense to me that, Lexis just is the one that landed an offensive maneuver. And then all of a sudden, Carmelo's just hitting his finisher off the top rope.
Yeah,
that could have been set up a little better.
It was a straight finish, but I will say this. I enjoyed this match a lot. I thought Lexis King really brung it to Melo, especially that he's a former NXT champ. He really brung it to him. Melo really carried him. But I think King just carried his own. I enjoyed every single maneuver he was doing, those backbreakers on his knees. I was enjoying all that. So I give kudos to Lexis King. This was probably his best match, even though it's probably 2 or 3. But it's probably his best match.
Well, it's funny how AEW had this guy for 3 years and couldn't do a damn thing with him. Here he is in NXT for a few months, and they already have him looking like a superstar against the former NXT World Champion, and that's exactly what he did. He looked like a superstar.
He looked like a star, yes.
And he looked like a star tonight, too, which we'll get into when we get back to NXT.
The crowd was really behind him. They were booing him and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They were getting heat.
Now, here's my favorite match of the night, because it's rare in wrestling when we get moments like this that actually make us go, holy shit, what did I just watch? Did I just watch history being made? Because I guarantee you, for as long as this Iron Survivor Challenge is going to keep going, we probably will never see anything like what we saw this Saturday, where Trick Williams had 0 points at, like, I don't even know, the 23:30 mark or something. My man
24. Wins
the whole match in 90 seconds, with the finish being him putting down Braun Breaker clean in the middle of the ring. That's wild.
I think we all knew Trick was going to win, but I really
but
enjoyed this
the
match.
way he won, Jay, you weren't impressed by that as a legacy
No.
builder?
First of all, I was not impressed by Trick Williams throughout the entire match. What did he do in that match that was so impressive? Yeah,
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah,
No,
he
you're
didn't do
crickets.
He
Zero
did body
pins.
slams, he did clotheslines, he jumped in leapfrog, and he did right hands. Now, this is the part that messed it up for me. Go back. Because I don't know if that guy is Native American, or
Here
he's
we
a
go.
DJ, or he's a trans dancer. I don't know what he is, but I felt like he ruined this match for certain people. And the people were booing when he came out. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? They were actually booing when he hit
I
guys.
don't blame them. They don't want to see that happen when there's a big match like this with implications of championship,
They don't know who he is.
I'll agree with you. Trick Williams wasn't impressive until the last minute and a half of that match. That last 90 seconds is literally going to define his career, Jay. He may never do anything as significant as that ever again, especially after what I saw tonight.
He cannot do a suplex. I did not see one suplex from Trick Williams in that match.
Honestly, I thought they were going to give it to Dijak, but
I would have loved to give it a Dijak, but this guy kind of killed it for me over here. And let me just say,
Tyler Bate had no chance.
Ron Breaker is a real beast, okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you guys did not see it in that match, I thought he made the match more great for me.
But, let's be honest, Jay. Trick Williams is old. As far as NXT is concerned, like, I can't sit and say for a Monday Night Raw.
All you have to do to make it in this game and win the title is just learn how to talk and get a catchphrase and have everybody just saying.
Quick question, though. Trick Williams comes out on Monday Night Raw in New York City next week. Are they chanting, whoop that trick?
No, because they don't know him. They're not going to know him.
Exactly. But he is going to have a huge NXT push right now. We'll get into that more later tonight when we talk about NXT. Perez snatches the chair away and tries to close the cage door. Izzy Dame appears and slams the cage into Perez as she tries to close the door. James hits her finish using the chair for the win. So we have a steel cage match, okay? Visually very appealing. Roxanne Perez, Kiana James. I'm very interested
That
to see
was
what happens
weird
here.
right there. That slide you just had before, that was the weirdest. I'm just going to say this was the hardest working, weirdest match that I've possibly seen. Especially that slide you had both of them going up. First of all, when you go up, you can't just escape the cage. That spot, you had it before when they were on top. I personally felt, Savage, that Perez was going to jump from that spot, but I think she held back because that just kind of took it away from me, that spot. And that Izzy Dane kind of killed the finish for me. Like, nobody knows who she is. Vic Joseph was blasting her up. We never saw her on NXT television before this. I mean, I wasn't a fan of that either, Savage.
Yeah. I don't know who she is either. I'm sorry. I just don't know who everybody on this planet is. I've never heard of her. I don't know what she does. But you're interjecting her in this big stakes match in the women's division. Both these women are fighting for like a spot, a chance at a main event.
It's crazy too because the energy was like taken out of the arena. Like nobody was into it because of that men's match.
That's the second match we saw interference from. We had one from the men's match with the useless Eddie Thorpe and his broken ribs.
Stevie Turner, no way. Stevie Turner, we haven't seen on TV. I'm really upset about.
I don't think so.
I think Stevie Turner could be a star, but they just took her off TV. I don't know.
Kiana James winning though is still a big deal because they're pushing her.
Right.
They're pushing her. They're pushing her
where? Pushing her where?
To the top of the women's division.
No.
I think she's a future NXT Women's Champion.
We all saw what happened tonight.
Someone is in love with her look and her work ethic, obviously.
Well, her work. She's probably the most hardest working developmental they had last year. So kudos. I don't think they're pushing her.
We're going to find out. Now let's get into the main event, which at times was sloppy. And the reason it was sloppy is because it was real. And what I say by real is both these guys left everything in the ring. You could see them both giving maximum effort. Baron Corbin, I thought, did a phenomenal job. Just even showing weakness. Dragunov showing weakness by not being able to pick him up with a powerbomb. I mean, I don't even know. That could have been a work too because he had been working on his back. Altogether, great match, great entrance by Corbin. Shows you what kind of worker Corbin is. Shows you why he should be in the main event of WrestleMania one day. And it shows you how good Dragunov is. I love this main event. Made a stud look even more studlier. I loved it. I loved it, Jay. What did you think about this match?
I think it's a same Ilya Dragunov match that I always see. He always gets beat up throughout the entire match, and he makes this comeback and he wins the match. I did like Baron Corbin's entrance, Savage, but he's still wearing that burn the ship crap, and I'm really confused at that part. I'm going to agree with Stephen Chambers. This match dragged a bit for me. I thought it was just too long, and I thought like the energy was not there for the match. You could see the fans right there not really giving it. Look, that's a spot I'd be standing up for, and nobody was really standing up. I just felt like a lot of good matches before it took the energy out of this. And what was even weirder is that he's like hugging him and he's taking and talking to him, and then he just finishes with him torpedo in 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I really like that, especially when we saw it the go home show. I don't think we needed to see it again.
I love that powerbomb spot. I love the fact that he struggled to get it. Like, it gave him more of a realistic thing. Like, bro, damn, this is real. Look, he's having problems getting, because Corbin's a big dude, not a little guy.
Yeah, he probably didn't use his knees correctly, but he got it the second time.
How about this spot right here? Phenomenal. And how about these shots from WWE? Compliments to the WWE photographers who always do a phenomenal job. But how hard can it be when you have the best equipment in the game? Dragunov, though. Look at this drop kick, man. Like, he's doing the Van Terminator without a steel chair, basically.
Everybody's doing it now. Look at this. Shane, now Ilya.
Well, that's not everybody. That's a few people in a span of decades.
The other people could do it. I could do it. No, let me stop.
Now, I thought this was a little weird, too. The hugging part was a little weird. What was your take on that?
Yeah, that made it weirder for me. Like I said, we saw it at the go home show. I don't think we needed to see it on the finish because that led to the finish.
Yeah, 100%. And Dragunov is still your NXT World Heavyweight Champion. Trick Williams would come out, though.
Why is Melo out there?
With Carmelo just lurking in the background. I mean, this even makes tonight's episode even funnier because NXT. Oh man, we're gonna get into NXT, but real quick before we get into NXT, let's do it, Jay. Some breaking news. Mark Briscoe clarifies the motivation behind his WWE on Fox account outburst. We talked about it a little bit earlier. WWE could be a little better in their job. Like, dude, if you're going to be working for WWE, then you should know about the world of wrestling and you should control what you say on Twitter. Just saying. That's my opinion. Mickey James goes on a rant directed at wrestling fans post about that whole controversy. So, like, a lot of people were having Mark Briscoe's back, man. Johnny Gargano, Jacksonville Jaguars into smithereens at the Cleveland Browns game. I thought that was a nice touch. Charlotte Flair now pulled from live events after her knee injury. Yeah. She won't be back anytime soon. Braun Strowman warned CM Punk he won't be spared from getting these hands. And I don't know if you've seen Mr. Braun Strowman lately. He has a full head of hair now, and he looks scarier than ever. So good luck to you, CM Punk, if Braun comes after you. Grayson Waller trolls Lexis King with a Tiger King comparison. I thought this was actually hysterical, and it plays exactly on who Grayson Waller is. And this could be a good gateway for Lexis King to come to the main event one day, you know, when he decides to come get revenge.
I think Stephen Chambers got a breaking news, Savage.
Breaking news?
Yeah, take a look.
What do we got here? Prayers to Jade Cargill. She announced that her mom passed away yesterday. Damn, that sucks, man.
I didn't even hear that. That's tough.
My condolences out to Jade Cargill and her family and everything they're going through right now. That kind of supersedes all this bullshit. Losing someone is never easy, especially your mom. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, it's very tough. So condolences all around.
Condolences all around.
Hey, Russo got his heat back.
Yeah, he got his Jeep back, his catchphrase. I guess WWE dished out the money to end the trademark controversy there. He's happy. He's got it back. He talked about it a little bit on Raw. We'll get into that momentarily. Elimination Chamber. These are rumors, by the way, and I don't think they're even true. I think it's bullshit. I don't think WWE is struggling to sell tickets anywhere. I don't think this is true.
Where is it located, this event?
That's a good question. I don't know. But I don't think they're struggling with tickets. And even if they are, it's still going to sell out by the time we get there. Come on, let's be honest. WWE doesn't have empty seats. They don't need to have empty seats. Okay? They just don't need to. You're watching the WWE Weekly Update. We do it every Tuesday night, followed by Wednesday night. We do the AEW Weekly Update. We got Swerve Strickland over there. He's got a big match tomorrow with John Moxley, right?
Oh yeah, that should be huge.
That's going to be the main event. Jay's shitting on that too. This Sunday, live on the Premier Streaming Network, you can watch DEF CON 1. Savage will be there, and you never know what's going to happen with Savages in the house. You're going to be able to find out who your first BPW World Champion is going to be. It's a night that you're not going to want to miss, and you can watch it live on the Premier Streaming Network anytime for $9.99 a month. And you can also catch Saturday Morning Superstars on Premiere and YouTube every single week. It's a good show. It's a good show.
This was funny. This episode was fun.
Did you watch this episode?
I saw half of it.
Okay. It was great though. We got RVD. RVD's on there.
This
is totally free to watch. You can come and hang out with Rob, me, Marty Jannetty. Rob's chilling, smoking a joint, talking about life, talking about wrestling.
He was out there, all right.
Yeah, it was a great episode. For episode 10, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you look at every podcast in history, I guarantee you this is the best episode 10 of any podcast in history.
I liked it. I thought it was good. So, it started slow at first, but it picked up once the story.
I think you're going to like this one. We recorded this. This is premiering tomorrow night. Prank Wars, Tanaka versus Jannetty. I enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of fun with this.
Oh, man.
Tomorrow night, live on the party. And breaking news, Jay.
I can't believe this. No.
More breaking news. The first VIP episode, number 1, Murder Behind the Bowling Alley. Marty will get into it and tell you the truth about what really happened, why it happened, how it happened. I mean, he's doing something that hundreds of thousands of people around the world talked about. The New York Post, TMZ. This was a world-breaking story. When Marty hypothetically confessed to murdering a man, it was a whole thing. Well, guess what? Now you can find out exactly what happened. But here's the catch. You have to become a VIP member. That means you need to go to the Party with Marty page, and there's a member-only section now where you can see what videos are in there, but you can't watch them unless you join, because we need support. The Party with Marty, we bring you a podcast for free every week on Thursday night. And I promise you, with our hard work, we're going to continue to provide exclusive content, episodes, guests. We're going to give you perks like never before. You'll be able to have interactions with Marty Jannetty, ask him questions live. We're going to have a live stream for members only, so the members can come and have a special moment with Marty Jannetty every single month.
That's awesome, man.
Exclusive videos, exclusive perks. You can't really
Tanaka, RVD, Marty, you.
Can't really go wrong. Hypothetically, the best podcast of all time, The Party with Marty. Go subscribe.
That's going to be a good episode.
It is a good episode. I promise you that. And this Saturday, I will be at Icons of Wrestling Convention Fan Fest. I heard this guy named Tony's going to be there. He better not get in my way again.
Tantalizing Tony.
He better not get in my way again. I mean, I know it's the holiday season, but
he's camping out there. I know he's out there already. He's probably there already. Probably going to do the whole show AEW tomorrow live out there from Philly.
He should, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Tony, but when he crosses the line, and
Tony like you, I don't think so.
He crosses the line. I don't cross the line. I am the line. There's a difference. There's a difference, Chad. But anyway, forget about me. Forget about Tony. Come on down to Icons of Wrestling, and you can meet all 5 ladies for $100. Super combo. Get free milk, free cookies, picture with Santa Claus, and check out the Savage Workshop. It's going to be sick. You can also go to ProWrestlingTees.com and support Wrestling with Savage. You can support the wrestling universe because they do a lot for the wrestling community. And you can also support Mr.
Happy
Marty
birthday, Lewis.
Yeah, happy birthday, Lewis. You're out there. Do your thing. I met my hero. All these shirts available at the Pro Wrestling Tees store. And also, you can search for the Marty Jannetty store. There's a new shirt coming out this week. Check it out. I'll update you guys later. So we're working on the design. But go meet all these superstars at the Wrestling Universe over the next couple of weeks. December 17th, A lot of people going to be at the Wrestling Universe, man. It's going down. Always new signings, always new appearances. On December 29th, you can meet Prince Nana. And if that's not good enough, you can also meet Swerve Strickland. They will be there from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come on down. Go to thewrestlinguniverse.com or wrestlingwithsavage.com and pre-order your tickets today. It's going to be the best way you can bring in the new year. Party with Nana and Swerve Strickland and Savage all in the same building. Do that dance, Jake. Everybody's going to be doing that dance, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I'm definitely going to do the dance that day.
It's going to be good. Maximum Male Models, Matt Riddle coming to the universe, Alberto Del Rio, Spike Dudley. I mean, dude, ECW Day, man. ECW Day, February 10th.
You got to get that championship. I'm telling you.
I'm hyped about it. Rob Van Dam is going to be there. You can hang out all day with Rob Van Dam. You can hang out all day with Savage. Pretty sure Jay's going to come down there. I'm going to be down there.
Savage will do the Nana dance.
Come hang out with Wrestling with Savage. It's going to be a good time. Tony the bus driver. Yeah, Tony the bus driver, man. He'll be driving a bus the rest of his life, man.
I don't even know who he is. Listen, Jack, what you gonna do, Savage, when the crits start?
That's cool. Come run wild, because I have my Santa Claus there. He's going to be protecting me, and don't make me call up my wrestlers that I have ready to go. You don't want to be catching no whooping. You don't want to be catching no whooping on Saturday from the ECW arena. Come on now. We got to talk about Monday Night Raw. Do we have to talk about Monday Night Raw?
Of course, it was good.
It was good. Drew McIntyre engaged in a war of words with Jey Uso, and then Drew McIntyre defeated Jey Uso. What did you think about this match?
Yeah, I thought it got a lot of time. I was a big fan of the match. It was great, and I'm glad the Heat came back because that really established Jey Uso with the crowd. And I also like the finish, Savage. He used the thumb and the eye to kind of poke him in the face, and I think that establishes more Drew as a heel, and I liked it. I thought it was great.
Drew, they're making him a big time bad guy. He's just whooping everybody's ass. He's good at his job, man. I don't got nothing but good things to say about Drew McIntyre. Solid worker, maybe doing some of the best work of his career right now in front of our eyes, setting himself up for a future championship run. Because I got to tell you, when I think about Drew McIntyre, there's no way that I don't think about him as a WWE champion, a contender, someone who is capable of any time being that guy, just like a Randy Orton.
And I do think Drew will stay in WWE. You know, he's really close friends with Cody. Punk is back. You would be a fool to go somewhere and not make the money you can make with these top guys.
No, I think Drew McIntyre's not going anywhere. They're going to bring back Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal. They're going to do a 3MB reunion. It's going down, man. Get ready.
Oh, man, no.
Hell yeah. Okay. But it's going to be not just a 3MB, like not a rock band. 3 badass motherfuckers reunion where they're all going to like just be on the top of their game, man.
Did I see Heath Slater with a belly? Did I see him? Okay, we'll get to that.
He still looks better than everybody else on the roster.
He might have the same belly as I.
He's got a lot of damn kids. Leave him alone. Rhea Ripley defeated Maxine Dupree via submission. And what else could this be called besides a huge
Savage? I thought this was. Listen, I only saw one person that got angry in the ring in the past. That was Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston on Monday Night Raw. They had a match. And Kofi missed the spot, and he was saying, stupid, stupid, stupid. I think everybody realized that. This was rough, Savage. Dupree could not catch up with Rhea. Hell, Rhea couldn't even do her finisher on her because she wasn't coming up. I really think Rhea Ripley was frustrated, Savage. I think those were real feelings out there of what this woman was not doing. And that Hurricanrana was, oh my God, it was the shit.
I think Rhea Ripley carried this match. Like, I think she carried this match. Bar none. Like, no questions asked. Just straight up carried this match. She still carried it. She made that submission look hella real, hella good. Maxine tapped out. So at the end of the day, Rhea Ripley still came out looking strong. But what do you think about this side-by-side shot? Because
I think she put the extra pressure because, this girl really effed up. Even now, I love her. I'm glad she's getting this moment, but she's just another squash to Rhea. So let's see if she could do better than Dupree.
I just want to do the comparison because Ivy now looks like a big body. Like, look at those arms. And then look at her standing next to Ripley. I mean, Ripley just dwarfs her, man. She's a monster. She's a monster.
I wouldn't do this match with Evie, but hey, it's establishing her. So
Wait, now
not?
why do you keep calling her Eevee? She's not a Pokemon. She's
I'm
Ivy.
sorry.
Ivy 9.
Ivy.
You make fun of me for the way I say
Ivy.
Dominique, right? Dominic.
Not bad. Dominic.
Is it Dominic or Dominique?
Ivy. That's not that bad.
It's
So
bad.
Ivy. I think Ivy.
Eevee, Ivy, it's the same. It's the same.
Not ready
comparison.
for real.
Apples, bananas, they're all fruit.
Well, not Dominique and Dominic, but okay.
Oh, all right. I see how it works.
Ivy, I hope she could do better than Dupree. I really hope.
I don't think she will. Rhea Ripley's on a hell of a run. She's not losing anytime soon. And I don't think, no matter who they put in front of her, Rhea Ripley's going to dump on them. Now, this was good. This was the best part of Raw. This was the part of Raw that gave me goosebumps.
It was
but I don't think it lived up to what it could have been. I thought it should have been a little more, but I'll still give credit to Seth freaking Rollins because he's a professional. Seth Rollins confronted CM Punk. Punk signed and Raw for Raw and then declared for the 2024 Rumble. So now we know he's going to be in the Rumble, makes it official. But then this is the moment right here where it's like, damn, this shit just got real. This shit just got real. And I thought Seth showed the world how good he is, how professional he is, you know, by even working with this man. Because it's obvious that he does not like this man, but he's going to work with him. He made it clear. He said, I hate you. I hate you. But this I like money.
Yeah, I think Seth Rollins freaking killed it, and I'm not a fan of his gimmick. These were really feeling Savage. You know, when I look at someone face to face and I'm ready to fight Savage, I don't blink. Punk was blinking like 4 or 5 times. To me, it's like if you blink, stare down in a fight, you basically lost even before the fight happened. I thought that's where Punk lost. Rollins was looking dead in his eyes. His eyes looked like they were real hatred again for this guy. And, you know, this is my home. This guy's been a main event level guy for 10 years in WWE. So, yeah, I was feeling everything. I really thought Rollins really brung it. And I really think that Rollins showed in this segment, it's the teaser, that he is the best in the world.
Yeah, no, Seth Rollins is the best in the world. And this segment, if anything, just proved it. I think this has to be the match for WrestleMania. After.
And you know what? I'm not here to say one is better than the other, but because Punk was good too with that whole Cleveland backstory, I didn't really know all that. So that was pretty good too. But I mean, for me,
I thought that was Punk's best promo thus far since his
I
return.
think for me, he just should not do a short reply. I mean, look, I would have came off and be like, well, you know, I may have been gone for 10 years, but during that time when I was here, you were licking my boots because you were my enforcers with your 2 boys when I was WWE champion. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, he should have definitely threw that in there.
Let's not forget how the Shield debuted. They debuted because of CM Punk.
Yeah, 100%.
So I hope they use that later on, like Punk does. But
probably saving it.
Yeah, I really think that Rollins really. He showed why he's the best.
The one thing I would have did if I was Punk is I wouldn't have had my hands crossed like this.
Yeah.
When you have your hands crossed like this, it makes you look uncomfortable.
The blinking just took me out because the camera was right there. So you were getting a good shot, but the blinking is like, you know, if I do that in a fight, let's say you and I fight and I go like this, like you already know, like, oh, I got this guy. Like this guy's flinching, he's blinking, like,
look at this nonsense. This guy, Deadly Dave LaGreca. Come on now. Stop it now. Don't make me show you a video of what I did to Dave LaGreca one time when he came to the battlefield. Because I'll tell you what I did do. I whooped his ass.
Dave LaGreca. Oh man, he's fighting everybody. Should I be on the show or like
leave Dave LaGreca alone? I like Dave LaGreca. Me and Dave LaGreca are cool now. And David LaGreca would never hit me. He wouldn't be your enforcer. I'll just buy his hot sauce and he'll be like, nice to see you, Savage. That'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
Great promo from both of them. I agree.
I think Rollins was more. I think I like Rollins a lot.
All right, but let's talk about it. Is he going to win the Royal Rumble? I put a poll out on my YouTube page. Over 300 votes. Unanimous that everybody's saying Punk is winning the Rumble.
I'm going to say no.
No. Okay.
I say he wins Elimination Chamber and
I think for career legacy, and I think if he came back the way he came back right now, he's about to straight up run roughshod over Seth. And unfortunately, Seth is going to have to be the punching bag because it ain't going to be Roman Reigns.
But not now.
Oh
Not
no!
even-
Right now.
Look, I personally
We
think
don't know what's going to happen. Cody
Savage.
Rhodes isn't even going to be in any of the main events of WrestleMania. How about that one? Because
Savage.
night one is going to be CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and night 2 is going to be Roman and The Rock.
I really think CM Punk has to step up his game the next few months because I think Rollins in that promo segment, he really set the tone. And I think Punk has to step it up a little bit.
I agree with the day. The machine is the machine, and if they made an agreement to bring this man back a certain way, and I feel like that agreement was made.
I don't care about the finish at WrestleMania. I'm just saying from this
I don't know about the
forward,
finish of Mania, but I think Punk's winning the Rumble.
I think he needs to step up in every aspect right now because I think this set the tone.
Did you hear that he has a match coming up against Dirty Dom December 30th at a house show?
I guess that's the way, you know. Cody
Gotta warm
fights
up.
Miz when he comes back, and now Punk fights.
You know
Dom.
what's crazy? The history. I can't wait till they get to that storyline where Punk and Dom are going to go at it because there's some nice history there with Punk basically fighting his father.
Yeah, his father, the mask, and all that, and SmackDown.
Yeah. There's a lot of good storytelling there.
The UPN 9 days.
But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, night one of WrestleMania.
This is what I'm talking about.
Night one of WrestleMania, and Seth Rollins.
He was blinking like Blinky from
To me, if you ask me between these two guys who the best in the world is, Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins right now.
Best in the world.
Sure. Right,
best in
right
the world.
at this moment. Right at this moment.
Big Bronson Reed defeated Ivar. That superplex off the top rope, by the way, was wild. And Bronson barely won this match. He kind of like rolled over onto him.
I love this match.
This was a great match.
I think we need to see more super heavyweight guys duke it out. You know, these guys were giving on a show, and I don't know why the crowd wasn't into it in the beginning because I was. Even the stare down from one side to the other, I was in it the whole 9, and I was okay with the finish, even though it's a simple finish. But that ring did bounce.
Bro, this spot right here off the top rope, I mean, you got about 700 pounds plus coming down on that mat. I mean, you can see the referee who was like, ah.
They both bounced.
The whole building felt that move. The whole building felt that move.
Listen, I want to see more of this. It just gets better and better, these guys. It gets better and better. I want to see more. Look at that. Look at Ivar.
Phenomenal match.
I enjoyed it, man. This was, I don't know.
Big man slapping me. The Creed brothers brawled with the Judgment Day. They're just trying to build up this feud because the Creed brothers are going to be challenging Judgment Day for those world undisputed tag team titles. And R-Truth is getting involved in this. And I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't think anybody knows why. But Judgment Day weren't having it. They beat the hell out of him. Creed brothers trying to help. And
and I think they hit their mark. I mean, this was about the Creed brothers, right? So look, it was 2 guys against 4 guys, and the 2 guys took out the 4 guys. Don't forget that double suplex that Julius did on the outside.
Well, don't forget the momentum that the Creed brothers have right now. How do you deny them the tag team championships? Because I feel like you kind of have to, and they're going to have to win these at WrestleMania, maybe.
Yeah. But should we let them win on New Year's? Would that be a good New Year? Creed brothers.
It would definitely shake things up as far as Judgment Day storyline going on, because then you'd have, like, obviously Damian would be very pissed off.
Here's a better question. Here's a better question for you and everybody watching. Should we still push them and have them win, even though the crowd is not really behind the Creed brothers because they've not really established?
Me personally, I don't like just letting them win randomly. I'd rather have them really work for it, earn it, and have it happen at Mania, a bigger moment.
Exactly.
I would do it.
Establish, but we'll see.
We're gonna have to wait and see. Chance and Carter are gonna get their chance to compete again. They defeat Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
I don't know why Hartwell and LeRae still on TV. I don't get it. But I will say this, Savage, because before this match, there was a little video package of Chance and Carter. I did like that, Savage. I think that you should have done that with DIY from the get-go, but they didn't. This is what I hate right here.
Yeah, what is going on here? What is
she
going
can't
on?
wrestle for crap. She only did a body slam and a tag and a kick. But I did like how they established Chance and Carter because they're a really good tag team, and this is their second win, so they should be next in line for the belts.
Oh, there's not that many other women's tag teams. To me, this whole tag team division needs a big shakeup. We got to bring women up.
You forgot a tag team of Elia Dawn and Alba Fire. Where have they been?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, we need more tag teams. We need more women's tag teams on Raw, on SmackDown to actually make these titles more relevant right now. I'm going to let you get the first take on this, man. Go ahead, read that and tell me what you thought.
I thought this was really great, but I would have done this after the Rumble. I wouldn't just not start this feud. But for me, I thought it was great because it was real. I mean, Becky Lynch is like, hey, you got fired. I tried to fight you. You broke my nose. I like the part where they showed the punch, the slow-mo by WWE. I thought that was really great. You know what? I did not like Nia Jax, but I did like what she did. I think she was really coached. She did the smart thing. I like the part where she walked away. Hey, you need this more than I do. I don't need to fight you. I'm out of here. I thought that was clever. I thought that was good. But let's face it, is the crowd really behind her? Not really. But I really thought this was well done by both. So I liked it. I just would have done this after the Rumble, kind of do that little February Elimination Chamber match, and then we just put Lynch with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. You could save this for a WrestleMania match for sure because they have such a good story that they can tell over the next few months with it, which I think they're still going to go there. I don't think this is actually going to start. I think they're going to have
I still got Rhea Ripley Lynch at WrestleMania.
Not a bad call. I think we're going to see that, actually. We have The Miz and DIY defeating Imperium. What does this really do? What does this really do now?
They build up that this mystery partner is going to come out, and it's. Can we talk about that? The crowd laughed when The Miz came out as the mystery partner. No, it's not because it's in its hometown of Cleveland. They laughed at him because he's a joke, and he was the mystery partner. I mean, it was a good match, Savage, but it was silly.
This was a hometown rub. They basically told The Miz tonight. And why make you look good?
Why does Vinci have to take the losses of Imperium? Every time Imperium lose, Vinci takes the pinfall. I don't like that. I didn't like the part where Gunther didn't do a lot in the match. He really didn't.
He didn't look like he was really invested.
He didn't do it. He didn't look like
he didn't care.
The two chops, a throw, a tag. I'm out. Like that's.
Oh my god!
I thought The Miz killed it for me because he's a joke. Can I just point out one thing, Savage? Because I looked this up. Can I just point out one thing before we go to the next? Everybody at home, The Miz wins and losses is 511 wins. 1,041 losses, okay? Let's just put that out there. That's 31% win percentage this guy has in his whole career in WWE. But go ahead. I know people like it.
Well, either way, he just put down one of the biggest factions in wrestling today, Imperium, and Steven Chambers thinks he's going to win the IC title next week. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Why would you build it up for 500-something days to give it to a guy that's a joker?
I don't know. Cody Rhodes defeats Shinsuke Nakamura via disqualification. Beautiful shot here by the WWE. American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes coming out to a huge ovation, having a match with Shinsuke Nakamura. And this match is everything that professional wrestling is. Big-time superstar, big-time bad guy, big-time babyface. I loved it. I love the visuals, and I love the story.
I will agree with you to a point, but I'm going to have to stop. I'm going to agree with you on everything you said. This was a long match. They had a lot of time. But when you're doing a DQ like that, Savage, you take me out of it. And I was out of it with The Miz. If this match was 10 minutes, I'd be okay with it. But when you have a long match like this, and these guys were going back and forth, Savage, it was a lot of picture-to-picture breaks, commercials. These guys were really going at it. But it just took me out of it. And we've seen it before. And what even made it more weirder for me is like, you want to establish the Creed brothers more. So they're going to come out, Savage. Listen to this. They're going to come out to save Cody. But earlier in the first hour of Raw, they were in their little They were dumped in a comedy act with R-Truth and El Gable and all them. For what? You want to establish guys, don't put them with jokers or comedy
Well,
acts.
I'll tell you what they're doing with that. First of all, the Creed brothers, they want to make them as that American tag team, American Nightmare. They're going to get that Cody rub a
They
little
don't
bit.
even know Cody.
Hold
They
on.
never had no interaction.
Let me just explain. They respect Cody enough to come out there and help him. That's
And
their
they
way
didn't
of.
do nothing.
Hold on, let me get my take. That's just their way of introducing themselves to Cody, saying, hey, we like what you do. We're here. We're with you. We're on the same side. And to answer Stephen Chambers' question, Punk can't come out there because he's over right now, and they don't want to steal the spotlight from Cody or from Shinsuke Nakamura. Because let's be honest, that whole match was just all about painting a story about what kind of guy Shinsuke Nakamura is. He's dirty. He's a fucking heel. He's a bad guy. He's sinister. He's evil. I don't care anymore. I'm going to curse. It's YouTube. If I have to curse, sometimes I'm going to curse. It's YouTube. This is my channel, my show. If I have to curse, I'm going to curse. You can curse. There's certain words we don't want to say.
I'm just going to say that, you know, it took me out of it. And it made no sense for the Creed brothers to come out.
I get why it took you out of it, because as a classic wrestling fan, you want to see a good match, a clean finish, a real story.
It was a good match, but why was it so long for this finish? It took me out of it. It's like, okay, they have 15, 20 minutes. Oh, the end.
I mean, listen, I still like the story that they were telling here. All right, Jay, I'm going to let you have a field day here. Go ahead and give me NXT breakdown, and then we can talk about whatever you want at the end. I'm going to flash the pictures, and you tell everybody what happened.
Okay, NXT, black and gold. I'm throwing you waiting for the slide. There you go. All right, so these two are coming together into the arena. These are your Iron Survivor winners, Blair Davenport, which I don't like. Trick Williams was the obvious winner. So right here, it shows that Mello was attacked, but we didn't see it. We don't know why. Trick is there concerned. We'll find out later who did it. This I did like. I did like that this promo was just simple. Now, this is the problem where I thought, even though Blair Davenport is rough, I thought that Lyra Valkyria was the weakest out of all of them. Why? Because she hasn't established herself with the crowd. And when you don't have that connection with the crowd, especially Savage and everybody at home, when you are NXT Women's Champion, you need to have the crowd, whether it's cheers or boos. But over here, I heard a little, but then overall, it's just not connecting. Something is missing, Savage. I said it for months. Something is missing with Lara. She needs to find it quicker, or she's going to lose that belt quicker. Then they had a brawl. Here we go. Your favorite group, Metaphor versus Bridges, Jensen, Fallon Henley. You're going a little fast, but okay. Here comes Dragon Lee. Boom, boom, boom. He's going to be a fighting champion. He's going to do the Wesley Open North American Invitational. He's going to challenge everybody to be a fighting champion. Great. We get that. The Metaphor, Bridge, and Jensen. I didn't like this match, Savage. That's the fact that it's not a Heritage Cup. I don't like those rules. I like this. Once again, Lash Legend was impressive in this match. And Bridges was impressive in this match as well. That clothesline looked like a clothesline for hell to me to the finish. The only person I need to get more, maybe more reps, and I need to see more is Jensen. I'm not impressed with him. Here we go. Mac Moore to Mello. Guy says you're good to clear. You're clear to go. Mello's like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to deal with my business. Here we go. This was what we let. This guy, football player, I don't know who he got is because he got attacked. Is that the one that got attacked? Somebody got attacked by Lexus King. No, it wasn't him. No, this guy was impressed. There you go. Lexus King. He attacked someone. And it looks like he wants to have the moment, just like he told Mello, I want to have thank you for the PLE moment. So it looks like he's getting a moment here. Where's it going to go? We'll see. First match, Miles Bourne, Ubafima. I thought Ubafima was impressive, Savage. This guy has potential. He's strong. He's athletic. He's a monster. I could definitely use him on somebody on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. But Miles Bourne was not very impressing me. This guy's been on TV for 6 months. He's even in a group with Damian Kep and Julak, and I didn't really see much. I actually had him as the winner. I can't believe he took the loss. That finish reminded me of Keith Lee with the powerbomb, but I was very impressed. With Uba, definitely. Here we go. Nikita, Lara getting ready for the tag match later on, talking about getting revenge on Blair Davenport, yada, yada. There we go. We see a picture. We think it's Becky Lynch, but it's actually Taylor Paxley. Looks like she has a fetish. This actually reminds me of Mickie James and Trish Stratus back in the Attitude Era. It looks like they're pulling off the same thing here, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I really thought it was good. Over here, we get the match. Dragon Lee defending his North American Championship against Tyler Bate, which was a really great match as well. I think Steven Chambers liked Tyler Bate. I liked them too in this match. Dragon Lee was really good. I thought the finish was good. That Operation Dragon, hopefully that's the correct name. Excuse me if it's not. But I thought it was a good finish, and I really think you need to establish Dragon Lee winning more because he was taking losses on SmackDown. And I do like the fact. Now, is he going to bounce back and forth? We'll see. But I do like the fact that he's picking wins. I do like the fact that he's defending the title no matter what. Good showing. Good showing. Here we go. A little promo here. Now, this is where it gets stupid and I get lost when Bridges is like, you know what? I want to drink from my Heritage Cup. First of all, you're a monster, my guy. You're probably taller than every other superstar there that's below 6'5" or whatever. You're a beast, okay? I saw a beast this Saturday. Now he's a comedy act that he wants to drink from the Heritage Cup. So now you're taking me out of it. Let's go. Next slide. Let's do it. Okay, looks like Savage likes to stay on this slide. Savage, slide, man. Well, overall, I think we see Riley Osborne. I think we have Kevin Carter, excuse me, versus Riley Osborne. Now, this is where I don't like, guys. I don't like the fact that you have a breakout tournament, and one of the guys used to be on NXT UK. He was from 2020 to 2022, Riley Osborne. This guy reminds me, believe it or not, he reminds me of, what's that guy? He reminds me of Evan Bourne. If everybody remembers Evan Bourne, we used to do the shooting star, he used to fly, he used to run around. He kind of reminds me of that, Riley Osborne. None of his movesets was bad tonight. I thought everything was on point. But when you have an indie wrestler, when you have someone that's been on an NXT brand, especially the UK, obviously you know this guy's going to go all the way. Now, I don't want him to win the tournament, but I wouldn't be surprised just to the fact that he's with Chase U and all that Thea Hale moment and whatnot. So I wouldn't be surprised on that. Next match we have here was Cora Jade, Blair Davenport versus Lyra Valkyria and Nikita Lyons. Now, I was happy for Nikita Lyons to come back. This was a good tag match. I enjoyed it, but I would have done things a little differently. I would have basically had Nikita Lyons getting the hot tag. Why? Because she's been out for a year, torn ACL. Why would I have the person that came back taking a beating like that? That didn't make sense to me, but I get it. You want to protect Lyra Valkyria. But now I tell you guys this.
My internet went out, by the way. I don't know why. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. I saw your call. But Lyra Valkyria, I think, needs to get the heat. I think she needs to sell most of the match because if you want her to connect with the fans, you really need to show her to take an ass whooping. I really wish she did it in that match. Fortunately, she didn't. They got the win. Cora Jade, she pinned Lyra Valkyria, which I do believe that will earn her a shot after New Year's Evil, which why I'm predicting she will win the title. But it was good to see that. It was good to see Cora Jade back after 4 months. She's been gone for a while. I enjoyed it. Now, Nikita Lyons, I'm not impressed with that ring attire. It looks goofy, looks silly to me. I don't remember her wearing all that stuff before she got injured. So she just needs to take that off, go back to your spandex tights, and do your split moonsaults, and that's it.
What'd you think of Alexis and Ava?
Now, I don't know what Ava is. Last week, it looks like she's an assistant. Now this week, it looks like she has the power. I don't know what they're doing with her, but she could talk. So I didn't have a problem with it. And Savage, this is pointing out, Lexus King comes out to attack one of the stars. Now he's in the breakout tournament. So do I have him? Do I have Riley Osborne? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised these two are at the finishing line.
Maybe she's going to be his valet.
I just don't know what she is. It looks like she just goes to Shawn Michaels' office and she makes matches. That's what it looks like. It looks like an Adam Pearce. Now here is where I had to watch it twice because I was like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this match.
First of all,
the turnbuckle. What happened here? The turnbuckle exploded.
I think this was all planned. Turnbuckle exposed. Dijak got hurt. But if you're using it to beat up your opponent, I'm pretty sure this was planned. This is a weird, unique way, but I kind of liked it. Don't get me wrong. What I don't like...
It looked violent, I'll say that.
Yeah, it looked good. What I don't like is that Eddie Thorpe has not established himself because I know I make fun of him of his nationalities, etc., etc. But I do have a point where I'm going.
Well, we've already confirmed his nationality multiple times.
This is my big point. The big point of why I say all that, because we don't know who he is. He hasn't established himself as a character. He's not connecting with the crowd, no matter how many times you put him with good veterans such as Dijak. And it's showing right here, Savage. He needs to come with a character.
Well, I was happy that this match was actually over quickly. We go into a Chase U segment. Chase U basically made about $250, I guess. They're still poor. They're having problems.
But Scripps came out with a briefcase, and we'll see what will happen next week. Proposition.
Okay. All right. Blair Davenport, Corey Jade going to be working together tonight in the main event. But first, we have a breakout.
Excuse me, folks. Keanu. I thought it was Kevin, but it was.
I thought his shoulder tackles to the spine were kind of cringy to watch.
Yeah, I mean, he's a developmental guy. What do you expect? But he does have potential. He does show a lot of charisma. I saw it there.
This guy picks up the big win. Drew Gulak and company now, whatever their name faction is, I guess they're going to be a little more official now that this guy was in the breakout tournament. And they're going to try to impose their will on Dragon Lee and challenge him for that title. And they won't tell him who it's going to be until next week. Now we get this match. You already covered it. Thea Hale having a crush on this guy. We'll see that's where that's going to go. Kiana James making fun of her, basically saying you're not, you're a child. You can't, it's too much man for you. This match was okay.
You could give your take on that.
I thought the match was good. I mean, Nikita Lyons looked good in her comeback, and then the best part was the ending here. Who doesn't like another Mickey James storyline from Trish Stratus days, like you had mentioned earlier, man? It has those kind of vibes, and I'm curious to see where this is going to go. This could either help or hurt Lyra Valkyria in her run as NXT champion. This right here, unnecessary. Unnecessary. Don't even care. Oh, by the way, what's going on? Come on, we got to talk about Joe Gacy though. Like, what's happening? What's happening with Joe Gacy?
They made him into
what is he? Bob the Builder?
He's the R-Truth of NXT. That's what he made him to. R-Truth of NXT.
That's pretty bad.
I'm completely shocked.
Well, here's another look at the NXT Men's Breakout Tournament, and I gotta say, now that Lexis King is in this, I just don't see how Lexis King isn't going to win this entire thing.
Well, he's going to face Riley Osborne, so let's just pay attention to that match when it happens. Because
I'm calling Lexis King for this whole tournament, brother.
I feel you, but I don't know, man. Riley and the Thea Hale thing. I got Oba in the final, though, on the other bracket.
We're going to find out where that's going to go.
It should be
Hale next week. Thea Hale, JC Jane taking on Kiana James and Izzy Dame. That's going to be interesting to see where that storyline goes. Tiffany Stratton versus Fallon Henley. This is going to be a good match. And I think this is going to be a match that's really going to determine which one of these women is going to have a bigger run in 2024. I think if Tiffany wants to have another shot at that title soon, she needs to win this match.
I'm going to go with Fallon on this.
Okay. I'm not saying I'm not going with either or. I don't know who's going to win, but I think if Tiffany wants to have a shot at being NXT Women's Champion again, she needs to win.
I think Tiffany's role is just to get people over. I think that's her role now.
Who do you think is going to challenge Dragon Lee out of these four?
I'm going to say Charlie Dempsey.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Damon Kemp because we haven't seen him in a minute in the ring.
I haven't seen his brother either.
No, not at all. Also, at New Year's Evil, NXT Women's Championship, Blair Davenport versus Valkyria. Some new developments for Valkyria. We'll see what's going to happen. And also the NXT Championship match, Ilya Dragunov versus Trick Williams. Trick having all the momentum in the world. He's feeling good. Comes out. He's looking good. Crowd's loving him. NXT Performance Center. You can say whatever you want about any other arena in the world, But even that arena at Deadline seemed to be into it. I mean, they were going hard for Trick Williams. They seemed very happy for him at the end of that match. Yeah, whoop that trick. Dragunov's going to come out, and then, of course, Carmelo's going to come out. And I will say this. This was some of the worst acting I've ever seen on a main event segment. Dragunov, if you ask me, was the best performer out of everyone in that ring. Because he actually sounded, maybe because you can't understand what he's saying half the time, he sounded like more serious when he was saying, like, you're out of your mind, this and that. Carmelo and Trick kind of looked like they barely even rehearsed this. They felt like they were uncomfortable with it, kind of like, what is this storyline? Where is it going? Did you get that vibe, Jay?
Yeah, I did. I agree with everything you said. I think it was just unnecessary for Melo to come out. I think by him doing what they did, all three of them, and the finish like that, like, why? I think the clues and everything we got was just perfect. I don't think we needed to see this, because at the end of the show, Savage, they were saying Melo guilty, Melo guilty.
Yeah.
I just think it was very unnecessary, this whole thing, and I don't think it should have closed. I would have preferred the tag match from Cora Jade and Tyra Kira.
Yes, a match should have closed out the show instead of this shit show segment.
Just give it away. Like, now I'm kind of knowing.
The worst part was when Trick put his hand up for Carmelo to grab him, and then they started chanting, guilty, guilty. And then Carmelo was like, he let the crowd influence his decision to help Trick Williams up. It's like,
it didn't look good.
No, it didn't look good. It definitely didn't sound good. And now I'm even less interested in this feud. And I hope Dragunov just runs over Trick Williams. Send Carmelo to SmackDown, because he doesn't deserve this shitty storyline, and be done with it.
He's going to be on SmackDown this Friday. That's right.
Yeah, leave him in SmackDown, and that's it.
Now watch. He's going to go on SmackDown with his both legs fine.
Let's see how he's going to perform on SmackDown. He's taking on Grayson Waller, right? I believe he's taking on Grayson Waller, man.
Yeah, they're messing up the story, because if he's going to wrestle fine, what happened what you just told us tonight?
Well, didn't he beat Grayson Waller on NXT a few times?
Yeah, there's no secret. But I think Waller got one win out of him. So
let's see what's going to happen. Anyway, overall, NXT was good tonight. We got to see some new faces.
They were all good. I thought they were all good, all shows.
Yeah, you're right. This week in general, WWE's been hitting on the chord on everything. A lot of good potential storylines. I mean, a lot of good potential storylines can come out of everything we're watching right now. Can't wait to see it all unfold. Make sure you watch us tomorrow night. We'll be right back here for AEW Weekly Review. Everybody have a good night. Jay, as always, thank you for joining me. We'll see you guys tomorrow night right here on Wrestling with Savage.
Let me do it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.